Hi, I'm Arjun David Alexander. I'm VP Legal at Open and I head the legal function at Open as well.
Hi, my name is Rishab. I have been working with Open since 1.5 years now.
We at Open, we are a SME and startup focused business. We are primarily targeted at small businesses and we help them automate and manage their banking, their bookkeeping, their expense management, payroll, compliance, and taxes all together from a single unified dashboard. Currently, we are servicing around 3.5 million businesses today and processing annualized transactions valued around $35 billion today. Contracts for us is our bread and butter. Historically, we've always been using a combination of different tools, all fragmented systems. We were always on the lookout for a CLM solution that could fill in these shoes, So yes, that's when the search started for us.
So our day-to-day activities is primarily into working on contracts. The journey with SpotDraft began with my journey at Open. That's when we got onboarded with SpotDraft and our journey began there. We were a little skeptical because it was a new platform which we have not used before. But the journey has been very good because the kind of handover or the hand-holding with SpotDraft team has been able to integrate or merge our contracts into the platform, provide the key pointers, which is like providing the boilerplates of each contract. So they were able to do it in a very minimal time. So we didn't have to spend much time in transforming our contracts from our drives or from our emails to SpotDraft. We just had to give them a bulk and they did the rest.
One is the user interface. It is easily accessible. All the contracts are easily accessible. You have key terms on the side. The way in which you can actually search through your contracts, it's super specific and helps you get right down to the T, exactly what you're searching for. So, SpotDraft coming in had made a major breakthrough or a difference for us was when it came to our investment rounds. So as you would expect in any investment round, typically undergoing the legal due diligence process is a precondition as well. So that's where most of the time goes as well, for you to dig out the contracts, what your investors' counsels are expecting from you, and to answer queries along those lines as well, And I actually have very objective observations from my time, before SpotDraft and after SpotDraft, when I had to approach an investment round, and I can tell you that it dramatically crashes down to the timelines required for us to get the legal due diligence process going. And that's also a testament to the fact that we were able to raise nearly 3 rounds in a span of a year or so as well.
Initially, before SpotDraft came into picture, we had about 600 to 700 contracts, which was available either through emails or on the Google Drive folder. So we collaborated into folders and we shared it with the SpotDraft team. Within a span of, I think, 2 to 3 weeks, they were able to upload those contracts on SpotDraft and make it ready, available for use. And even they were able to pull out like the boilerplates or the key pointers for each contract, like the limitation of liability or the indemnities, the length of the contract or the term of the contract. So that was quite helpful.
So we've been using the execution functions from SpotDraft for a while now, and we find it extremely easy. So number one, we've also been using the template function from SpotDraft. So this kind of, again, a major convenience for us, especially since we don't have to service our business teams anymore when it comes to the template contract. It's working autonomously on a self-serve kind of basis, So that actually leaves us with a lot of free time. Otherwise, that would have been devoted to doing something very administrative otherwise, So the signature facilities, you have quite a choice between them, from e-sign to, the digital signature as well. So it makes life really flexible when you're signing a contract from SpotDraft that way. And I must add, it's very accessible from your mobile devices as well, So that again adds to the flexibility of the entire platform suite. Today, SpotDraft happens to be the one source of truth for all of us across the organization. Slowly and gradually, even my colleagues from the business teams are getting accustomed to the platform and providing their feedback on the contracts that are routed through SpotDraft. And my colleagues in finance especially, they are able to see what contracts are due for payments and periodic payments or otherwise as well. So we're all on the same page today and able to do that because of SpotDraft. Now with SpotDraft, it brings a lot of quantitative measurement to the work that the legal team is doing, and it kind of demonstrates the timelines within which they are working. It speaks loudly for the actions that they're doing, and this in fact has a tremendous impact on the business as well.
We have started using the editor tool in the last 2-3 months. It helps you at redline versions, add contacts, either your stakeholders from your organization or from external organizations. You can mark them up, or you could comment, or you could add them as a reviewer on the draft, and an email would be triggered to them once your draft is ready or you have finished with your redlining. So an email would be triggered to the concerned person or the reviewer, asking him to review the particular clause or provide his comments. One standout feature is the weekly reminder or the regular reminders that we get for our contracts that are terminated or nearing expiry. So it helps us, to be one step ahead, letting the stakeholders know that this particular contract is near expiring and you need to renew it. Earlier, we were faced with hurdles because it was the business folks, or after termination or after expiry of the contract, we were getting to know. So it would make us look a little back that we are not up to keeping up with our work. But with this tool, it's given a flexibility, and it beforehand gives us a notification, that this particular contract is nearing expiration. Why don't you take the necessary course of action?
Customer support team of SpotDraft is the pearl in all of this, so they're an extremely supportive team, and they provide timely assistance to all our queries and questions. In fact, one anecdote I'd like to bring up here is that even long before Open became a client to SpotDraft, we had a couple of feature requests which SpotDraft back in 2019 did not have. So if I remember correctly, Shashank took it to the drawing board, and the product team took it up very quickly. They felt that the request that we had made was reasonable and might help their clients at large. So I think in no time, less than a month or so, Shashank and team had come back with the updated version of the app, which had in fact incorporated all these feature requests that we made. So after which we couldn't even say no. The product was so good, and it was a smooth ride afterwards.